Today on Making IT Easy, we're going to look at battery percentage indicators, smart bandages, lasso with words with friends, and something for nothing is Freeview TV. And yes, this is Tony, believe it or not.
Good morning. We've got the DJ voices going on today.
Yes.
How you doing?
Yeah, well, I'm all right. Yeah, I feel great. I just have this, I don't know what happened to my lower anatomy, but it seems to have descended.
Everything's dropped. Yeah, okay. Thanks to James Array for another fabulous episode of In Your Neighbourhood, catching all the interesting stuff.
Yeah.
You were listening this morning? There was the local mayor of Armidale was talking about how they've set up a new trailer so that not-for-profits can actually use it to do sausage sizzles and that sort of thing. You just book it and go away with it. Great ideas. Yeah, it's all these different parts of the city that they're, recreating and taking little bits off the water corp to make it pretty, the little holes that they put places, all sorts of stuff. And of course the cycling was good because there's the Between the Dams ride tomorrow.
Yeah. So, and talking about all the facilities that we have so that you don't have to ride up and down hills if you don't want to.
That's it indeed.
Cool. And what's happening at Fry Park? Something going on today?
Yes, that's the Neighbourhood Watch.
Of course, we spoke to the Neighbourhood Watch lady. I remember her name now. Was it
June?
June was June.
Oh, yes, from Neighbourhood Watch.
Yes, so go and see June. She's got the one of those indelible markers available if you want to mark all your equipment, so that if it
they've got so much stuff to do,
and they've got personal alarms and all that kind of stuff. You just need to front up and say g'day.
Yeah.
June is so keen to share all that stuff.
We're actually in some discussions with them to do some more podcasts because they put out some great podcasts, which was helped along by our very own Mark, and we're going to be doing some more. So that's coming up sometime soon. But closer to home, coming up today, we have some of your regular segments. We're going to be doing a game. Maybe we might get to it this time. The game of the day. Feel free to text in if you'd like to have a chat with us. Maybe you've got a tech message that's been burning at you and you want to get an answer to it. So let's put Tony on the spot. Okay. So our text number is 0485 838 436. And of course, if you want to go to the show notes, magooit.com.au, that's if you want to reflect on anything that's happening today, or if the show is so good that, of course, you need to go back and listen to all the previous ones, that will be the place to do it. We'll run through those again.
If you're not mobile savvy or happy, you can call us on the landline.
Yes, indeed.
9398 3100, and we'll take your call in between songs.
Yeah, sounds good. Our music theme today is great bass lines. So we've got pretty heavy on the 70s today, and a little bit heavy anyway. But as usual, I tried to find a great Elvis number to start with, and this is Trouble by Elvis Presley, and it's got a great bass line.
If you're looking for trouble, you came to the right place. If you're looking for trouble, just look right in my face. I was born standing up and talking back. My daddy was a green-eyed mountain jack because I'm evil. My middle name is Hillary. Yeah. Well, I'm evil. So don't you mess around with me. I never looked for trouble, but I never ran. I don't take no orders, no kind of man. I'm only made out of flesh, blood, and bone. But if you're gonna start a rumble, don't you try it all alone, because I'm evil. My middle name is Hillary. Well, I'm evil. So don't you mess around with me. I'm evil, evil, evil as you be. I'm evil, evil, evil as you be. So don't mess around, don't mess around, don't mess around with me. I'm evil, 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 evil.
away by the end of that song. As he finishes, yeah.
Tips and tricks, a recap.
Okay.
Tony, hit us with what happened last week.
What happened last week? We talked about haptic feedback. Remember haptic
I
feedback?
do remember, yes.
You hear the term and you go, what is haptic feedback? I defined it as a mode of communication, a way for the machine to communicate to the human. So to let you know that something's happened, you get this vibration, or it can be even a combination of vibration and sound to give you this response that the device has actually accepted what you're doing and responded. So you can turn that on and off depending on whether you'd like to, whether it bothers you. Sometimes you can have haptic feedback when you're typing. So if you're a two-thumb typer especially, or a fast typer, every time you tap one of the keys, this thing will kind of vibrate, and it may also tick. So if that vibrating is annoying you, or your partner at night in bed, or wherever you happen to be in a quiet place, you can go into settings in usual spaces. You can go to swipe down for settings. iPhone has two places to go to. There's keyboard sounds, so go into settings, keyboard sounds, and that's listed underneath sound and haptics. Okay, so settings, sound and haptics, and then you've got keyboard feedback, and inside there you can turn on or off the keyboard sound and turn on or off the vibration related to the keyboard haptics. If you have an Android phone, it's slightly different. You go into settings and you search for sound and vibration. Okay, because they don't think that you understand what the word haptics is. Vibration makes more sense. And when you click on sound and vibration, then the word comes up, vibration and haptics, which you can tap on to give you a new page, and then you can adjust things like ring, vibrate, and then ring gradually, which is a nice option. Notification, alarm, and touch. Those you can turn on individually and tweak how much vibration there is, or whether there's no vibration at all. Right, so that's very, very rough recap on that. If you want to go back to our last week's show notes, which are online now, you can go back, and I've actually broken down the steps to go into those sections in settings for you to have a look at. But something you can play with. I think it's a good idea to play with something in your settings regularly, so you get more and more comfortable with adjusting things and tailoring the experience to suit you better.
Excellent, thank you. Peter Gunn, 1958, Henry Mancini. Peter Gunn was an American private eye television series you might remember, no, before your time, starring Craig Evans as Peter Gunn with Lola Albright as his girlfriend Edie Hart. Series aired from 1958 to 1961.
Definitely before my time, but I've seen the reruns.
Yeah. Series was created by Blake Edwards. The series is probably best remembered for its music, including the iconic Peter Gunn theme, which was nominated for an Emmy Award, 2 Grammy Awards for Henry Mancini, and has a fabulous bass line.
Here we go.
Making IT easy on 107.3 HFM, the voice of your community, with Tony. Hello, Tony's voice today. And Kay. And we're just running through tips and tricks. Tell us what we've got new for today.
Something new. I wanted to talk about the battery percentage indicator. A lot of people talk to me about the battery and they go, I don't know how long the battery's left. And, you know, sometimes in the corner, it's usually in the top right-hand corner, you've got a little picture of your battery.
This is on your phone?
This is phone, tablet, any device that runs off a laptop, any device that runs off a battery.
Okay.
So if it's obviously a laptop,
PC.
it's bottom right in generally on a laptop. Some PCs, no, they won't necessarily have that. Yeah, true enough. They don't have batteries, do they?
I could see you going through all the different versions of every single computer in your head really fast.
That's right, really quickly. You always ask me questions I am prepared for, but there you go. So on your portable devices that run on battery, you will have a battery indicator of some kind, and generally it's a kind of a little graphic, a little icon kind of thing showing you a battery, and it's usually coloured in to a certain percentage to let you know how much is left. And you can glance at it and go, yeah, it's about half, but it doesn't really give you any idea how long that's going to last, especially as your device gets older. Half a battery might only last you 2 hours instead of the 9 hours that it used to.
Or if you use devices like me and you're trying to figure out the difference between 5% and 8%.
Yeah, getting the last percentage out of your usage. Look, some devices may already have the battery and next to it an actual percentage, two numbers, the numbers and the percentage. If your percentage is not displayed and you would like to display it, guess what? You can swipe down.
Swipe down for settings.
I got it.
And look for the setting there to adjust the battery. So if I talk about Android first up, settings, swiping down, you should have an entry called battery. Okay, you might have to swipe down twice, or you can go to your settings icon, which might exist in your system tray. So any way you can get into settings and scroll down until you see the word battery. There's usually a little picture of a battery and the word battery. If you don't find it, usually there's a search option across the top as well, so you can type in battery from the settings menu.
Good idea.
Because older Androids might have it buried a little bit deeper than at the top level. But anyway, when I'm looking at my phone, I've got a Google Pixel 7 just for interest. On my first page, I've got battery, and it shows me that I have, at this particular time, 88%, and next to it, it says about 1 day, 3 hours left. Okay, now that's working on the assumption over time that I've used the phone over weeks and months, it develops a kind of usage pattern for my everyday stuff, and so it's now able to roughly guesstimate how long in hours and minutes it's got. Now, if I spend the next 3 hours playing game today that I didn't normally do, then obviously that's going to throw the stats out. But over a period of time, it learns what your usage pattern is and will give you that display. Okay, so that 88% is fairly accurate based on that usage. Now, I've got that at the top level. If I tap on this battery item on my list, it then opens up a page which has to do with the battery. Okay, and at the top, it tells me my percentage and a big, huge graph, a bar line showing the percentage usage, which is a lot easier to see than the thing that's in the top right-hand corner. Underneath it, I've got other options, but the one that I'm particularly interested in, if you scroll down, it might be on there straight away. There's an option that says battery percentage, and that's a toggle. It's a switch. So you turn it off and you turn it on, and as you turn it off and on, you'll notice at the top corner of your screen, it'll actually show or take away the percentage. So you've got the icon and or the percentage there, which is a little bit
So I've got my little graph of my little battery, but then next to it, in my case, I would have like 5% in like the number and then the percentage, or it takes it away and shows just the graph.
That's exactly right, yeah. So you can turn on whether you want the actual numeric notification as well as the graphic representation,
really
which is helpful when you're not sure how much of it's coloured in.
Yeah.
Right. Also, when you're on that page with all the settings, you've got other things that you can play with. There is a battery usage. If you tap on battery usage, it will show you a graph of how much your battery has used over the last day, and it will show you.
It's showing you all the different apps and how much battery it's used.
Exactly. So that the app that's used the most battery will be targeted at the top, so you know you're spending too much time on Facebook, for example. Or in my instance, it's camera, because I just took a whole bunch of photos just recently this morning. Whereas if I look at this for yesterday or the day before, it might be a completely different thing. So you can have a look, and it averages out over time. What
So
your hard
maybe
hit
if you're
apps are.
using location services or something for a particular thing, then that app might be taking up a lot of the battery, and you
Yep.
can make that conscious choice if you want to stop
Yep.
it or not.
It actually shows you the apps in the top half.
Yeah.
So we use Life 360, which uses notification services, and that one, location services, and that
Yep.
one there obviously is going to be a hard hitting. But if you scroll further down, there's an option for system usage, and that will actually break it down and show you Wi-Fi usage, your screen time, your connection to the connection to the mobile network, so how long you're spending on phone calls. So it can give you a real breakdown of what's using up the battery on your phone to give you some idea of, is
How
that a
you
good
can
or bad
tweak
thing?
what you do. That's
yeah,
right.
Yeah, that's right. And you don't really want it to come up and say that you're 80% using Facebook and Instagram and social media stuff. You really want to be researching the internet and checking your email and communicating with people.
On Facebook.
You will find iPhone very similar. iPhone, iPad in this space. Just look for battery under settings. They don't give you as much things to customize, but you'll be able to look at your battery usage and things from there as well. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. Next song for today with another great bass line is the Express Yourself by Charles Wright and the Watts 103rd Street Band.
Okay.
Rhythm band. This was actually used for the Windows 8 ad in 1970.
All right.
Express yourself. You don't never need help from nobody else. All you got to do now, express yourself. Whatever you do, do it good. Whatever you do, Lord, do it good. Oh yeah. It's not what you look like when you're doing what you're doing. It's what you're doing when you're doing what you look like you're doing. Express yourself. Express yourself. They're doing it on the moon, y'all. In the jungle too. Everybody on the floor now. Jumping like a kangaroo. So let the horn do the thing they do, y'all. Some people have everything and other people don't. But everything don't mean a thing if it ain't the thing you want. Express yourself. Express yourself. Oh, do it. Oh, do it. Do it to it. Go on and do it. Y'all do it. Get it. Express yourself. Express yourself. Do
IT Easy on 107.3 HFM.
Why pay new prices when you can give something previously loved a new life, save money, and help save the planet? At Second Chance Op Shop in Kelmscott, we have an amazing selection of books, clothing, and homewares, all great quality and at low, low prices. So why not refresh your library, wardrobe, and give your home some finishing touches by visiting our shop on 255 Railway Avenue, Kelmscott. Second Chance Op Shop. Find us on Facebook and come and have a browse. Station sponsor.
Superpowers don't make you a superhero, but giving does.
Donate your winter woolies to Red Cross shops.
Your support goes super far, providing meals or showers for the homeless, fresh drinking water in disaster-affected areas, and more.
Visit redcross.org.au/shop.
107.3 HFM, the voice of your community, is proudly supported by
Woods, Mowers and Saws, Armidale.
Serpentine Mower and Saws.
The Byford Harness Club.
Become a corporate member and support the voice of your community. Go to the webpage heritagefm.org for email details or to find out more.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. Oh, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long as you stand by me. And darling, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me.
Canning Vale, Oakford and Darling Downs. We're the voice of your community. 107.3 HFM.
And today's news, Robo-Dog. The New York Police Department, the NYPD, is once again deploying DigiDog. Have you heard of DigiDog?
I have not heard of DigiDog.
It's a four-legged robot that gained notoriety a few years ago. According to a recent report in the New York Times, the city faced backlash over the use of the robot, but Mayor Eric Adams has announced that DigiDog can save lives. Known as Spot, as you can imagine. It's a remote-controlled robot made by Boston Dynamics, and you may have seen Boston Dynamics in a whole bunch of YouTube clips showing their fantastic robots. And that's owned by Hyundai, just out of interest. It is designed to work in hazardous situations where humans may be at risk. So DigiDog can perform inspections of potentially dangerous areas, monitor construction sites and that kind of stuff.
Is this just like the movies when the little robot dog goes in to check out the bomb?
Exactly.
Okay.
However, Boston Dynamics also promotes DigiDog as a public safety tool. And the NYPD have taken that on, to send it out into crowds and to just monitor and watch for activity that might be a bit risque, etc.
Okay.
So, of course, this has sparked debate, especially with the latest stuff with AI and all that kind of thing. So it's all just a crazy thing. But look, their decision to deploy DigiDog, it's stated as part of the NYPD's effort to modernise its operations and enhance public safety. It's going to investigate hazardous situations such as hostage situations, chemical spills, bomb threats, etc. Now, the group that's against this is called STOP, the Surveillance Technology Oversight Project.
Stop Spot,
yes. Against the use of local and state surveillance. They're not happy. So,
it's the surveillance thing.
With all of the stuff to do with AI now, it's probably a reasonable time for this to be coming out into the news. But look, I think there's benefit in this moving forward.
Excellent.
Do you have a Google TV dongle-y thingy, a Google Chromecast with TV? Anyway, yes. Fast TV is available for Google now. If you haven't heard of Fast meaning free ad-supported streaming television. It's all about acronyms in IT and technology. If you haven't got a Google Fast.
Hang on, can we do that acronym again?
Fast. Free ad-supported streaming television.
So it's like old TV, except on the internet.
Except they're putting, yes, that's right. They're streaming it with ads.
Okay.
So the idea is a combination of news programming and all of that kind of stuff is included at no additional cost. So just like watching your free-to-air channels, but you're getting up to 800 channels through the Google devices, right? So if you've got a relatively new smart TV that runs the Google operating system, magically over the next few months you're going to see dozens and dozens and dozens of stations just popping up. If you've got a Google little dongle thing, like a Google Chromecast with Google TV built in, you plug that into any television, and then that becomes your Google TV interface, and you will have access to, as I say, 800 of these fast channels. So look, people think, well, is it just rubbish? So classic TV shows, movies, news and sport, and it's ad supported. So you're going to get the same kind of ads you get on normal free-to-air TV, except they're not as bad, not as long. Free-to-air TV now, I think, is about 4 minutes, or sometimes up to 6 minutes of ad blocks in a time. Whereas these guys throw in 2 30-second ads in a space of about 20 minutes, half an hour. So it's, there's some interesting things. It's a lot of stuff is B class, but there are some good shows there to look at. So have a look if you haven't got one.
Maybe Peter Gunn will be on there.
Maybe Peter Gunn will be there. It's it's worth considering a Google device for that.
And if you have a habit of channel hopping, this might stop you. It's an interesting article. Check your reviews. The Federal Trade Commission has taken its first steps towards cracking down on what's been called review hijacking. And this is occurring on Amazon. So the practice involves a company repurposing existing reviews from another product in order to deceive potential buyers. So the Federal Trade Commission has fined a company called the Bountiful Company. They're makers of Nature's Bounty vitamins and other supplements. They were fined $600,000 for artificially inflating the number of reviews and ratings their products received on Amazon. Very interesting. What's happening is Amazon allows you to kind of merge products together into a single listing. So you might have one item and then you have other items also as part of that, or you click the little pull down to look at the other items on there. So any reviews related to any one of those items bubble up to the top. So you could have a rubbishy product further down the list and you're still getting high reviews. So basically it leads to number one bestsellers and Amazon Choice and things like that popping up. So they're just basically saying think twice before you believe a review, and that's good common sense in any space. Always look at other options for reviews of any kind, and always assume people are going to put negative views quicker than they're going to put positive reviews.
That's true. Yes,
human nature.
So Alibaba, AI Alibaba. Thank you.
What?
The Chinese technology giant has announced its plan to launch its own AI chatbot called Tongyi Qiawen.
Okay.
This chatbot, similar to the popular ChatGPT style product, will be integrated across Alibaba's businesses in the future. Although no timeline has been provided for, the company is expected to be in the next few months. The generative AI chatbots is what they're called. They've been making waves in recent months, with various technology companies launching their own versions. Earlier this year, Alibaba revealed that it will be working on a rival to ChatGPT, and with the announcement of Tongyi Qiawen, Alibaba has entered the chatbot area with a bang. So another option to compete with, what is it, Bard and ChatGPT coming soon. And we'll wind up with the Italianos no like the ChatGPT. Italy has become the first Western country to block the use of the advanced chatbot ChatGPT, citing privacy concerns. The model was created by the US startup in AI, backed by Microsoft, and you've all heard of it by now. It has been a very popular tool for millions of people since its launch back in November 22. It is unique because it can answer questions using natural human-like language, while also being able to mimic other writing styles using the internet as its database. That's an interesting way to look at it. However, the Italian Data Protection Authority has raised concerns about the privacy implications of using such a tool. The regulator has announced it will ban and investigate OpenAI, with immediate effect. This move comes as a blow, obviously, to Microsoft, who has invested billions of dollars in ChatGPT, and recently they've added it to their Bing search engine, and they've also announced plans to embed it into Microsoft Office apps, including Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and Outlook. So that's a huge thing for Italy to ban the use of that, because that would also ban the use of those products unless it's able to be turned off. And then if Italy have done it, then it looks like the EU will probably follow suit. So Watch this space. Yeah, exactly.
This is Green Onions, arguably one of the most popular instrumental rock and soul songs ever, written when he was 17. IT Easy 107.3. And one of my favourite sections, Something for Nothing. Tony, what have you got for us this week?
For nothing. Well, we're building on the Google TV stuff, I guess, in a way. If you don't have a Google TV and you just have a normal Android TV, or with a smart TV, or you've got a phone or tablet, whether it be an Android tablet or an iPhone tablet, Freeview is what I want to talk about. This is a program or an application that's been around for quite some time now, for years we're talking.
Yep.
And if you've got a reasonably modern television, Freeview will be part of it.
You're talking like last 5 years?
Yeah, maybe even 6 years.
Okay, yeah.
You'll find a Freeview button on your remote control, or when you actually change channels, up will pop a screen, and that screen will show you all the other channels. It's not the guide, but it's actually a program called Freeview, right? They're usually two different things. But if you don't have a smart TV, all is not lost. You can get one of these dongles that I was telling you about, which will give you Google, etc. But you can use your tablet or smartphone to go to freeview.com.au, which is a website that you can go to. And then from there, you can access all of the stuff through the online version of this stuff. So the whole thing, the reason behind Freeview is it allows you to watch current live stuff, okay, through a menu system. So if you've got a normal TV that you just press the channel 7, 9, Freeview brings up a menu, and then you can scroll and see what's actually on right now. It tells you the percentage of how much of the show is already being televised, and you can tap on it and join in and watch live.
Okay, so let's say there's a rerun of Peter Gunn happening, because he's our theme today. You go into Freeview and you find out that's currently playing on like Channel 9 or something.
Exactly.
And you know that it's 20% in, so if you want to watch the rest of the show, you can press play.
Yes,
okay.
from there. If you, and that's just like, it doesn't sound that exciting?
No, that's right.
Okay. The other advantage, of course, is it's a graphical view of everything that's on TV. So it's not just a text guide that you're trying to see what's on. It actually shows you little windows of the movies playing, or the TV shows playing. And also, if you click, there's an option between live and pre-recorded TV, or, delayed stuff. So you can click on catch up, that's the term I was looking for. And then you can have a look at what was on last Tuesday, or the previous episode of what you're currently watching. So if you're a Home and Away fan, for example.
And watch it?
Yes, and watch it there and then. If you're a Home and Away fan and you missed today.
So we're watching Peter Gunn, and it's like, actually, this is episode 3, it's already partway through, I want to watch episode 2. You're saying I could go back to yesterday or last week?
That's right. There's an option between live and catch up, right, on the screen, and you just go to catch up, okay?
Yes.
And then catch up will pop up a list of things that are available based on that selection that you had highlighted, right? So then it will show you the other things that, as you said, Channel 9, the other things that Channel 9 has that are currently available for watching, or you can click on that particular thing and go catch up on that, and then see previous episodes of the show that you're interested in. Right?
So can you do catch up with movies as well?
A lot of movies are saved, but there's a time frame. Sometimes it's 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, whatever. It generally works best with TV series, but absolutely movies are there. If you have a look at something that's on tonight and you're not going to be able to watch it, don't panic. You don't have to worry about trying to record it if people still do that kind of stuff. You just go to the playback once it's aired. So usually 24 hours later, it becomes available as a catch-up item that you can watch, and it will be there for a period of time. Whatever that may be. So the cool thing about that is a lot of televisions have that built in, but televisions, they're not as smart as they could be. So when you get a tablet or a phone which has the Freeview app installed, there's much more scope because it's programmed, they're more powerful, and you can do all of that kind of stuff on your device. Right? And then if you've got a clever enough television, you can cast from your device to the TV. Right? So you bring up your iPad. I use our iPad as a remote control, basically. Bring up Freeview, shows you all the things I want to watch. I tap on it, it shows me the actual show playing on my iPad, and then I go cast to my TV, and it sends it to the TV, and then the TV takes over. You use the TV remote control to control it. You don't have to use the iPad anymore. It starts the communication, makes the link, and then away you go. And that can be live or catch up. So my suggestion is, if you have Freeview on your smart TV, have a look at the catch up option, because a lot of people don't look at that.
Yes.
And
I can see you now launching yourself for the remote control and going, hey, there's been a preview button there all along, and I didn't notice.
Yeah. Often when you change channels, sometimes it might pop up on the screen, like a red and a green button, suggesting that you press these buttons to go into live and playback and Freeview. That's what they mean.
Okay.
So have a click on a couple of those things and see if you can do that. And if your TV is not, as I say, smart enough, you can look at using one of these apps and casting to it. It's good fun, and it's free.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for something else that is for nothing using technology. We have David Bowie and Queen with Under Pressure, 1981. Played live at every Queen concert from 1981 until the end of the band's touring career in 1986. How's this for a bass line?
Making IT Easy with Tony and Kay on HFM 107.3.
Solar Gain is a West Australian-owned family company. We provide solar hot water and solar energy systems to Perth and have the experience and hard-won wisdom of 20 years in the industry. We choose only manufacturers with an Australian presence and products that will survive the harsh Aussie climate. Contact Solargain on 9203 1290 or visit solargain.com.au to find the solar package that's right for you.
Station sponsor.
Stay on Your Feet is a campaign by Injury Matters and supported by the Department of Health. Falls are preventable. Each year, 1 in 3 people over 60 will experience a fall, some resulting in serious injury and not being able to return to independent living. Here are 3 steps for you to follow to help prevent slips, trips and falls so that you can stay on your feet and get on with enjoying the fun things in life. Move, improve and remove. Move your body regularly. It'll improve your balance and posture, strengthen your muscles and bones and improve your overall fitness level and general well-being. Improve your health. Looking after your health and well-being is especially important as you get older and allow you to stay independent and prevent illness and injury. It's important to be aware of your physical and mental health. If you notice any changes such as feeling dizzy, pain, drowsiness or depression, see your GP. Remove hazards. As your body gets older, changes occur. Feel confident that you can adapt to these changes and make your home safer so that you can continue to live an active and independent life. There is a lot more information on the website at stayonyourfeet.com.au or call 1300 30 35 40. Stay on Your Feet by Injury Matters.
In Forest Lakes, Cannington and Keysbrook, we're the voice of your community. 107.3 HFM.
And we have This Week in Tech History. What happened, you ask? I shall tell you. Politics, of course. Politics in IT. 1983, John Scully is named president of CEO of Apple Computer after Steve Jobs convinced him to leave his position as president of PepsiCo.
Yep.
And then in 1985, 2 years later, almost exactly 2 years later, after joining Apple, John Scully asked Steve Jobs to step down as head of Macintosh division at the Apple Computer board meeting. With the backing of the company's other executives, Jobs is stripped of nearly all responsibilities at Apple. While Jobs retains the title of chairman, he had no authority and eventually leaves Apple. 1943, researchers at the University of Pennsylvania begin work on the ENIAC.
Yes, that's
Electronic Numerical Integrator and Computer, which when completed would become the first general-purpose, fully electronic computer capable of making calculations 1,000 times faster than any prior computer.
1943.
Remarkable. 1959, the business financial programming language COBOL, Common Object Business Operating Language, is conceived. I see you cringing, Tony. Amazingly, it is still used today. Somewhere.
I don't know. I can't remember how to program in COBOL. It was mandatory learning back in uni.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure there's some COBOL programmers out there listening. 1992, Windows 3.1 was released, selling 3 million copies over 2 months. It was the first actual successful release of Windows.
Yep. Windows 3.1 was used in government agencies and stuff everywhere exclusively. It was huge.
Yeah. And music history. 2015, it was reported that digital music revenues matched physical sales for the very first time. 1967, Nancy and Frank Sinatra started a 4-week run at number 1 on the US singles chart with Something Stupid. They became the only father-daughter act to ever score a number 1 single. You and Jess will have to do something about that. Yeah. And if it's your birthday today, you share it with singer-songwriter Chris Stapleton, 1978. Loved his collaboration with Justin Timberlake, Say Something. Incidentally, he has collaborated with many artists, including Adele, John Mayer, Ed Sheeran, Taylor Swift, Bruno Mars, and Pink.
There you go.
Excellent. The Chain by Fleetwood Mac. 1977, created from the combinations of several previously rejected materials, including solo work by Lindsey Buckingham, Steve Nicks and Christine McVie. The song was assembled often manually by splicing tapes with a razor blade. Ironically, while they were putting together this amazing piece of music, which has a great bass line, all the relationships were falling apart. Buckingham and Nicks were ending their years-long relationship at the same time that John and Christine McVie's marriage broke down, as did that of Fleetwood and his wife, Jenny Boyd. But this is The Chain, 1977, Fleetwood Mac.
Run in the shadows, damn your love, damn your lie. And if you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can still hear you saying words that never break the chain. If you don't love me now,
IT Easy on 107.3.
Future Tech.
Yes, indeed. The Innovation Hub. Tell us, Tony, what's on the horizon?
Smart bandages. So I've been talking about all things smart, yes?
You have, yes.
So today, smart
Today's
bandages.
about me.
Yeah, your bandage. So a smart bandage, right? So we'll call it a smart patch, right?
Okay.
So a smart patch has been created by researchers that can monitor healing, administer medicines to wounds, and to use electrical signals to drive tissue growth.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yes, okay. This tiny gadget can provide immense benefits to those with burns, diabetic ulcers, non-healing surgical wounds, etc. So the smart patch is wireless, of course, biocompatible, mechanically flexible, stretchable, and skin conformal, making it an ideal solution for patients with chronic wounds. It consists of two parts, one reusable flexible printed circuit board, and we're talking a really small printed circuit board, and a disposable patch. So the disposable patch contains biosensors, electrodes, and drug-loaded hydrocells.
Drug-loaded hydrocells.
Yes. The team headed by Dr. Gao has tested the smart bandage on diabetic mice and rats, their wounds specifically, and both before and after infection, discovering that the devices could detect the characteristics such as temperature, glucose levels, and the pH of the wound, and of course, using some kind of AI through the circuit board and diagnosis, administer the right kinds of drugs to help with that. He quotes that all the signals can be wirelessly sent to the user's interface, so you get a smartphone. So, you know, what's my wound looking like today.com app or whatever. And of course, it can control the drug release by applying voltage in various parts of the circuit board to, you know, make that bit squirt out or make that bit
so diabetics
effective.
Potentially in the future won't have to prick themselves on a regular basis.
And do
they
you remember?
Will just,
yeah. Do you remember previously, weeks back, I talked about powering these devices off your own glucose cells? So just imagine that self-generating, powering. It's almost like the human body, isn't it? Future Tech from the Innovation Hub, smart bandages. And look, and there's some interesting stuff if you want to go back to previous episodes and have a listen. I don't know how much more smart stuff I can find, but we'll keep looking.
Wait, please do. Coming up is Free, All Right Now, 1970. Apparently All Right Now was created after a bad gig. I quote, "We finished our show, walked off the stage to the sound of our own footsteps. The applause had died before I'd even left the drum riser. It was obvious that we needed a rocker to close our shows. All of a sudden, the inspiration struck Fraser and he started bopping around singing, 'All Right Now.' He sat down, wrote it right there in the dressing room. Couldn't have taken more than 10 minutes. All Right Now by Free."
There she stood in the street, smiling from her head to her feet. I said, hey, what is this? Now, baby, maybe she's in need of a kiss. I said, hey, what's your name, baby? Maybe we can see things the same. Now, don't you wait, oh, hesitate. Let's move before they raise the parking rate. Ow! All right now, baby, it's all right now. All right now, baby, it's all right now. Let me tell you now. I took her home to my place, watching every move on her face. She said, look, what's your game, baby? Are you trying to put me in shame? I said, slow, don't go so fast. Don't you think that love can last? She said, love, Lord above. Now you're trying to trick me in love. All right now, baby, it's all right now.
to 107.3. Frankenator and the Hen Shooter coming up from 3 till 6 with Rock Aria, Fourth Dimension until 9. HFM, the voice of your community. Was the White Stripes Seven Nation Army. I snuck in there a 2003 song. Sorry about that.
Oh, wow. Yeah, sorry, Grandad.
Written and produced by Jack White, the song comprised distorted vocals, a simple drum beat, and a bass-like riff created by playing the guitar through a pitch shift effect. It's become a big sports anthem, commonly appearing in audience chants with a series of sounds, or the name of the athlete sung to the song riff. It is also served as a theme song for sports teams, personalities, events, including the 2018 FIFA World Cup. The song has appeared in various media and has been used in political events in the United Kingdom, particularly as a chant sung by audiences. However, the Seven Nation Army was a little bit upset when it was used by Donald Trump's campaign without permission in his 2016 presidential election, and they said that they had nothing whatever to do with him being able to use that.
Wonder if they got paid royalties.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Doesn't sound like it. Hey, welcome, Mike has come to join us in the studio.
Mike.
How you doing it?
Hi, Tony. Thanks for letting me come in.
Pleasure.
Yeah, I love the Fleetwood Mac. It took me back to my art school days. My art teacher actually went out with Christine Perfect, and also he played jazz with the fledgling Spencer Davis group. And when they made the decision whether to go professional, he decided he wanted to be an art teacher. It was too risky.
Oh, wow.
He regretted it ever since.
Yeah, I bet.
Gosh, no, I wouldn't mind an art teacher with those kind of connections. That'd be pretty cool. I probably did, actually. We have coming up in the socials. And what have we got? We have the Dog's Day Out.
Oh.
If you have a pooch and you're within the city of Armidale or around the city of Armidale, then you can treat your beloved pet to a Dog's Day Out with lots of fun and exciting activities. This is coming up on Saturday the 30th of April from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Haven't had that yet? No, that's still coming up. That's all good. It's free. There is a colouring competition, so if you want to hop on your socials, you can find that. Terms and conditions apply. Dogs have to be on leashes at all times, but there is bouncy castle, face painting, merchandise stalls, food and drink stalls, agility course, dog training groups, dog wash service, and animal rescue groups.
There's lots to do for dogs.
Sounds like fun. Also coming up is the Armidale Arts Festival. I, of course, co-host sometimes the Magnificent Seven, and we have lots of artists. I'm sure a lot of our friends there will be part of this, but it's time to start getting involved in the Arts Festival, which is on Friday the 5th to Sunday the 7th of May, and others. It actually extends. Is a creative program of live music, urban art, theatre, literature, arts and craft, all showcasing incredible local talent. Along with events hosted by the City of Armidale, we also showcase a range of community-run events scattered through the region. So head to the Armidale Arts Festival website to find your perfect event, which is armidaleartsfestival.com.au. And on that track, if you're going to the Armidale Arts Festival and you're an artist and you're local, you need to start getting ready for the Armidale Hills Art Trail. This happens every year. It's a big thing. It's going from Friday the 10th to Sunday the 19th of November. And while it's a long way away, if you actually want to be part of that as an artist, registration opens Friday the 7th of April till Monday 24th of April. So you're right in the sweet spot of getting into some local artwork or being part of that Armidale Hills Art Trail.
It's good fun. It's a lovely day. You go out and meet the artists in their environment and have a look at stuff, and give them some money for their fantastic artwork.
That's how I get all my cards, greeting cards for all the year. I go through and buy them from a local artist, and it's quite a delight to pull something out from a local artist and share it with somebody.
While you're on socials, Fry Park things happening again. You mentioned earlier at the top of the show.
Yes.
The Neighbourhood Watch.
I don't know if it's still happening. Is it going all day?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, hop on your socials
Fry
and
Park.
check before you head down to Fry Park to go and see.
See June from Neighbourhood Watch.
Yes, indeed. And we have coming up in Jury and the Blockheads with Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick. This is from 1978.
The deserts of Sudan and the gardens of Japan, from Milan to Yucatan, every woman's, every man. Hit me with your rhythm stick, hit me, hit me. Je t'adore, ich liebe dich. Hit me, hit me, hit me. Hit me with your rhythm stick. Hit me slowly, hit me quick. Hit me, hit me, hit me. In the wilds of Borneo and the vineyards of Bordeaux, Eskimo, Arapaho, move their body stick. It's nice to be a lunatic. Hit me, hit me, hit me.
Your Examiner newspaper is available weekly and is filled with news, information and advertisers from your local area. Packed every week with the reports you need about local sports, real estate, motoring, entertainment and local tradesmen. You'll be kept up to date with the goings-on from the 3 local governments, Armidale, Gosnells and Serpentine Jarrahdale. The Examiner has a proud reputation and its commitment to reporting news that is relevant to you. Station sponsor, the Examiner newspaper, available free every weekend.
107.3 HFM, the voice of your community, is proudly supported by
Irvin Bullbars.
Tony Bougie, MLA, member for Armidale.
Become a corporate member and support the voice of your community. Go to the webpage heritagefm.org for email details or to find out more.
Skipping and a jumping in the misty morning fog with our hearts that thumping and you, my brown-eyed girl, and you, my brown-eyed girl. And whatever happened to Tuesday and so slow, gone down the old man with a transistor radio, standing in the sunlight laughing, hiding behind a rainbow's wall, slipping and sliding all along the waterfall with you, my brown-eyed girl. And you, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, just like that? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la, la-dee-da. So hard to find my way now that I'm all on my own. I saw you just the other day. My, you have grown. Cast my memory back there, Lord. Sometimes I'm overcome thinking about making love in the green grass behind the stadium with you, my brown-eyed girl. You, my brown-eyed girl. Do you remember when we used to sing? Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la in the green grass.
In Linwood, Churchman and Banjup, we're the voice of your community. 107.3 HFM.
The tech absurd. I love this bed. Okay, the tech absurd. Tell us what's happening that's strange or weird. Not that you haven't already done so with bandages, but have you got something
that
else?
wasn't strange or weird. That was revolutionary, right?
Okay, revolutionary.
This is damn right weird. Okay. So, do you have noisy co-workers, loud roommates, or perhaps ride a lot on public transport? Yes, you can write all these things, right?
Okay.
Or do you just need to have an absolutely private conversation on the phone? Well, the Hush Me privacy mask might be just what you need. This ridiculous looking lower face mask has a space for your mouth to be completely encased so you can talk without anyone hearing you. Think about headphones. Imagine headphones on your chin or around your chin. You plug in your earpods and you're able to converse in total privacy and looking like a twat at the same time. But I tell you what, it's on the internet if you want to have a look. Don't take my word for it. It's called Hush Me. All right, so Google Hush Me and see if you can find one of these privacy masks. There we go. Tech absurd.
1973, Pink Floyd with Money.
Oh, you've got the picture.
I certainly was in the right.
Yeah, it's definitely like he was cruising for bruising.
Yeah, I don't know, I was really drunk at the time.
You just told me it was hooked into number 2. Yeah, that's why it doesn't come up on 3011.
That was Pink Floyd with Money, and you're on 107.3 HFM, a voice of your community. And we're here with Tony and Mike, and we have a listener question today.
Yes, interesting listener question, and one that's close to my heart. Do I need to do every update every time it pops up?
Oh, what a great question.
And this covers everything, right?
I love this.
From any kind of device these days. Windows obviously is the big one, but even your tablets and phones, Android devices, Apple devices, they all require updates.
If I had $1 from every time you were complaining at Windows updates because it was trying to do it when you were about to start a class,
Yeah.
I would have lots of money.
So let me firstly answer a question that's not asked. Why do we have updates?
Okay, yep.
The first thing, of course, obviously bugs, right? You've got
the
people,
smarter the hackers, the cleverer they become.
Yeah, we're talking about fixing vulnerabilities in that space.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So hackers can exploit sloppy code or programs that haven't been tested properly. A lot of programs go out before they're ready in kind of what they call beta, and the user base does all the testing, reports their bugs, all that. It's just a good way for the software development companies to save money. They just send out a roughly working one, it's 99% right or 90% right, and then they fix up the problems as they're reported by the user base. So fixing bugs is obviously important to make sure the product does what it's supposed to do or what's written on the can, But obviously, in doing that process, some of the vulnerabilities or areas that hackers can get into, can be found as well. So they address bugs and vulnerabilities with updates. So if you're not updating, you're running the risk of, number one, not working properly, the way it's expected to work or the way it's designed, and opening yourself up to hackers and various other vulnerabilities that you really shouldn't have. The second reason why you would do updates is really to add features. So the program, if you're using a program and have been for some time, and you turn around and go, oh, look, I wish it did this. So you can send a feature request or some kind of feedback to the developers, and they compile this big long list of things that users want. So then they might consider that as, this is a big ticket item, a lot of people like it, we want people to continue to use our product, so we'll put this in as a feature update. And Windows is classic for doing that. Unfortunately, Windows do a whole bunch of feature updates they think are good without necessarily involving the community. But anyway, it's getting better as time goes on. So adding features is another reason. Making better use of new hardware. So if you're upgrading your computer, it's faster, it has graphics processing speeds are better, and games come out that require more. So then they update the software to make sure that device drivers and things like that are working properly. So that's not the question you asked. So often things might actually stop working if you don't do an update. So to answer your actual question, it depends. Should I update every time? It depends.
Right.
If you know what the update's about, you can Google an update. They usually have some kind of number, a reference number that you can Google. You may be able to make an informed decision if it's a mandatory update or something optional that you don't need to necessarily worry about. Right?
If it's mandatory, though, they end up telling you, don't they?
Yeah. Typically, it's really difficult to know and to make an informed decision whether yay or nay. But in any case, you'll generally be forced to update. Otherwise, things just won't work properly. Typically, Windows will force an update, although you can postpone updates for some time. Mike, what have you got to say?
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of those, like everybody. Is there a chance that the update could be a scam?
Look, it's very unlikely that the update through the proper channels, like Microsoft Windows has a Windows update process, and it's something that happens in the background. It doesn't often take the form of an email or some link that you click on. It just starts to do it, and it says, there are updates. Do you wish to proceed now, or do you want to postpone them? It is possible that you could get tricked into an email that says, this program XYZ needs to be updated. Click here to update.
Some of the antivirus programs are like that, aren't they?
Obviously, you don't want to do that.
Yeah.
No, generally, a lot of programs happen automatically.
Yeah.
You'll get a notification that the update is scheduled to happen, or has happened, or you need to activate it somehow in order to happen. But you would never do that from a link on an email.
My folks were getting lots of emails from a very well-known virus protection organisation saying that it needed to be updated, and I just directed them all to the junk mail.
Yeah. If it's coming via an email, then
ignore it.
Absolutely ignore that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, you're welcome. Good question. Okay, hopefully that answers
inside a question.
Hopefully that answers at least one part of the question. It depends.
Yeah. Okay. Next up in terms of songs, we have Queen, Another One Bites the Dust, 1973. You may or may not know, depending on whether your training for CPR is up to date, that this song is used to measure chest compressions because it has very close to 110 beats per minute, and 100 to 120 chest compressions per minute is recommended by the British Heart Foundation.
This year.
Another One Bites the Dust.
Doesn't it? It changes.
It does.
Walks barely down the street with the brim pulled way down low. Ain't no sound but the sound of his feet. Machine guns ready to go. Are you ready? Hey, are you ready for this? Are you hanging on the edge of your seat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Yeah. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. How do you think I'm gonna get along without you when you're gone? You took me for everything that I had and kicked me out of my own. Are you happy? Are you satisfied? How long can you stand the heat? Out of the doorway, the bullets rip to the sound of the beat. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Hey! Oh, take it! Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. Ow! Another one bites the dust. Hey, hey! Another one bites the dust. Hey! Ooh, shit! There are plenty of ways that you can hurt a man and bring him to the ground. You can beat him, you can cheat him, you can treat him bad, you leave him when he's down. But I'm ready, yes, I'm ready for you. I'm standing on my own two feet. Out of the way, the bullets rip, repeating to the sound of big song. Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get you too. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
Here at Reeds Remotes East Vic Park, we have WA's largest range of replacement garage and gate remote controls. Genuine or aftermarket, online or in-store. We're fully licensed to cut and program spare car keys, flip and smart proximity keys for a huge range of makes and models. We also do repairs. Find us at Reeds readsremotes.com.au or give us a call on 6110 2693. readsremotes.com.au. Station sponsor.
MRB 8165.
Hi, this is Dave here from Dallas Crane for RAD, recording artists, actors and athletes against drink driving. On stage, we love pushing the limits. Off stage, though, it's a different story. Get behind the wheel of a car after you've been drinking, even if you're a little bit over, and you're in real danger of causing a crash, hurting or even killing someone. When you're drinking, know your limit and don't push it. Always plan ahead, give up the keys and you'll make a safer weekend for everyone.
A message from RAD, recording artists, actors and athletes against drink driving.
In Cannington, Gosnells, Armidale and Serpentine Jarrahdale. We're the voice of your community. 107.3 HFM.
have an app of the day.
We do. I've got time to do an app of the day. Maybe we squeeze it in. Lasso. Lasso, Lasso. If you jump onto Google and search for Lasso, it's a website that allows you to save money. And who doesn't want to save money?
Me.
It provides.
I do want to save money.
It provides a single platform to discover, compare, and buy only the top specials from Australia's best retailers. So a lot of, you get catalogues.
Yes.
In junk mail, that kind of stuff. If you're the sort of person that says, look, no junk mail on my letterbox, I don't want to know. And then it's like, I missed out on that special that was at
Retrovision
Aldi
for a new
Retrovision,
a washing machine.
You can go to lasso.com.au and there's a button that says catalogues. You go into catalogues and every single catalogue that comes out every week is there. You just click on it, it opens it in a PDF and they're clickable. So if there's an item that you're interested in, you click on it and it takes you to the website to show you that particular item and the sale and all that kind of stuff.
So do the world a favour and put a thing on your letterbox saying no catalogues and look at it online.
Yep. And if you got it on your iPad or your phone or whatever, there are apps you can install, which gives you an even better experience, right? So lasso with one S.com.au. Basically, you put in your postcode and it gives you the local stores in your particular area. But if you want to go further afield, you can look at other states, for example, and buy stuff via mail order from eastern states, etc. You can log in and you can create wish lists, reminders, alerts, personalised feeds, all that kind of stuff. So I want to buy coffee, this particular brand, when it's on special at this price. And this thing will pop up and tell you when all these things are happening. It's a fantastic, really simple thing that's available that you should play with. Lasso.com.au.
That's brilliant. Thank you. I didn't know that we weren't using that as we should have. We, of course, played Stevie Wonder with I Wish 1976, and now coming up, Stevie Wonder, Master Blaster Jammin' 1980. This song, built on a heavy reggae feel, was actually ode to reggae legend Bob Marley. Master Blaster Jammin' with Stevie Wonder.
Until the break of dawn, we'll be jamming and jamming.
107.3 HFM, the voice of your community, making IT easy and talking about the game of the day, which is...
Words with Friends, would you believe? This is the Words with Friends rap song. Check it out on YouTube. It is worth listening to. Anyway, Words with Friends is an easy to learn. It can help strengthen your vocabulary knowledge and will provide hours of mentally stimulating entertainment for all ages. Up to 40 games can be played simultaneously, so if you reckon you're good,
wow.
have a go. And uses push notifications, so when it's your turn, it pops up and says, hey, it's your turn, the other player's played. For those of you unfamiliar with Words with Friends, it's basically Scrabble, yes, but with anyone around the world and different skill levels. There are computer opponents that you can play against, and there are smart match components, so it kind of watches you over a period of time and goes, oh, okay, you're getting a bit smarter, so I'm going to try and match you with someone with compatible skills over time, right? And there's a leaderboard that you work your way up, and there, as I mentioned, the computer ones that to play to hone your skills, what they're called solo games, and you play against the word masters. There are special events to keep you interested. There are rewards if you like to collect rewards, and as you kind of work your way up the pyramid. There's also a chat function, so if you are playing with somebody on a regular basis, you can start a conversation with them outside of normal social media stuff, and it's just with you and that person through the game. So look, it's good fun. If you've never played it before, it's worth a go. It's available on Apple and Android. There's two versions, Word with Friends and Words with Friends 2.
I really like the way some people use this to keep in touch with kids, grandkids, other friends or relatives. You don't necessarily talk to them, but it's a way that you can interact on a regular basis, which is really nice.
Yeah, I often play with my sister, and she, uses this as Tony's online, and we'll play a couple of turns, and then she'll send me start conversation about this, that, and the other. And so it's a good way to do it. It's great.
Fabulous. Okay, that's the end of our show for today, folks. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Mike, for coming in and with us. Thank you to Alec, who's also in the studio at the moment, who's waving hi. Thank you, Tony, for all of your amazing knowledge. As always, just brilliant. As was mentioned earlier, Rock Aria is coming up from 3, so you've got about an hour to listen to some great music on 107.3 HFM, the voice of your community, and then stay with Rock Aria from 3 until 6, and then Fourth Dimension after that. We'll be back every Saturday. We're back again next Saturday. Bring your smart device, bring a little bit of lunch with you, sit down and work through some of Tony's tips and tricks.
Questions, please.
Yes.
Send us your questions. You can jump on our website to have a look at previous notes, and there's a little button that says, I got a question. You click on that, type it in. You don't even have to put your name, and I will do my best to answer them online.
And we've had a couple of amazing listener questions over the last couple of weeks, which are helpful for everyone. So there's no such thing as a stupid question, only stupid not asking it if you have one. So thank you very much. We're going out with a song called We Ain't Got Nothing Yet by the Blue Magoos. I didn't know there was a group called the Blue Magoos, but yes, there is. So
with a good bass line?
With a good bass line, yes. Next time we are having potentially James Bond themes as our music. So, yeah. Thanks, everyone. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Kate.